Yikes! It seems like Disney's gotten themselves into trouble again. What was supposed to be a streaming hub for family-friendly content is now no different than the likes of Hulu or HBO Max. Because now alongside Hannah Montana, you can also look up to your not-so-friendly neighborhood superhero, Deadpool. And let's just say, some parents are not happy about it at all. But why is it such a big deal? Well, let's take a look, shall we? First up, Disney Plus finally adds Deadpool and Deadpool 2 to their streaming catalog. Yep, you heard that right, folks. Deadpool's coming to Disney. Who would have thought that years down the road, House of Mouse and the most unhinged anti-hero to exist would be available on the same platform, just a few clicks away. Definitely not us. But yeah, if we can live through times where viruses are named after monkeys, then we can certainly have Deadpool and Bambi on the same site. So what happened was that on July 21st, Marvel Studios tweeted that the R-rated X-Men spinoff would finally make its way into Disney Plus's library, along with Logan, the final installment of the Wolverine trilogy in the X-Men series. Now, the two movies aren't your typical Disney fairy tales, and don't have much of the singing and dancing from the Renaissance era. But since Disney is now responsible for Marvel's content distribution online, naturally these two films had to be added to Disney's online streaming Bible. And while some fans rushed to stream Ryan Reynolds' raunchy performance, an entire generation of parents is pretty pissed because of this new era of Disney. But why exactly are parents mad about Deadpool being on Disney Plus, you ask? Well, if you've seen the movie, then you know that Wade Wilson's alter ego does not shy away from being suggestive and explicit wherever he can. The two movies have a lot going on, starting from close-ups of Deadpool's crotch to explicit sex scenes. And not to mention, it has a little too much blood for the faint-hearted. Now, we know that comic fans will argue and say, but that's the essence of Deadpool. And you know what? We totally agree. But let's be honest here. This isn't the kind of content you'd expose little kids to, would you? Sure, we've all searched up pretty questionable stuff online as kids. But back then, our parents didn't know much about computers or how the internet worked. But millennials, even with that back pain, oh, they know a lot. And when Disney went back on its word to maintain Disney Plus as a family-focused platform, these parents came running with their pitchforks. So what did the Walt Disney Company promise before launching Disney Plus? 3 years ago, the big guys at Walt Disney finally decided that enough is enough and that they needed to stop gatekeeping all the epic Disney content on their chunky computers and let the fans have what they want. Of course, there are some layers of capitalism involved here, but we're going to have to steer past that for now. When it was announced that this new streaming service by Disney would finally have everything that's ever been released on their TV channel, fans were ecstatic and ready to binge everything from Emperor's New Groove to Tangled. The makers of Tiny Humans were happy too, because Walt Disney made it clear to the Parents Television and Media Council that they have no intention of ever introducing any R-rated content on their website, and that it would remain a safe platform for kids and their families, because all that edgy content will be reserved for other websites. But we guess Disney spoke too soon, and all that righteous talk about being the frontrunners of America's most trusted brand for families went downhill faster than Bolt itself. Now, how R-rated is Deadpool for it being such a concern that the PTC essentially called Disney a bunch of liars? Not to be the one judging here, but Deadpool is not exactly the kind of superhero you'd want your kids to see movies about. Sure, there's tons of Disney content available filled with innuendos that are obvious to kids, but when you've got an unethically modified human who's basically indestructible, bringing up masturbation jokes every chance he gets, then you've got a problem on your hands. Kids today are smart. They're exposed to a lot of stuff that the generation before wasn't, so naturally, they know more. But explicit content like Deadpool isn't what they should grow up watching either. After all, they have pretty impressionable minds, so it won't be a surprise when your kid ends up having a vocabulary more colorful than Wade Wilson if a film like Deadpool is on their Friday night watch list. But wait, if this movie is so explicit, why was it added to Disney Plus in the first place? You see, that's a very good question, actually. Why was Disney so adamant to risk its image and finally unite all of Marvel's geniuses under one streaming source when it preferred not to have any content that needed a rating above PG-13? It makes sense, you think? Doesn't it? What if there were licensing issues or some legal stuff about who owns what? Or what if it's just Kevin Feige's planting Easter eggs to hint at the possibility of mutants in Phase 5? Well, the answer is pretty simple, really. Disney Plus just became too popular. In only the first 3 months of 2022, Disney Plus gained around 8 million paid customers, bringing their overall global total to 137.7 million. And that's only from the select few countries it's available in. Step aside, Netflix, because you've got some serious competition now. And alas, does Disney intend to be flexible in its content rating from here on? on. Considering how popular Disney Plus has become, we think the men in black over at Disney HQ will just get bolder and bolder as more paid users sign up. Maybe they'll just find more ways for parental control settings to restrict content for kids to even allow this. Or maybe they'll do what YouTube did and create something like Disney Kids. Right now, Disney Plus has become superhero central for all things Marvel, and it's incredibly convenient too when you're binge watching stuff. So yeah, we think Disney might just bend its rules in the future, and if so, they better prepare themselves for any backlash, unless they've got some tricks up their sleeves, of course. And knowing Disney, they most certainly do. And now, moving on to other news. First up, we're getting a Groot series. Okay, this has to be the most exciting news of the year. We fell in love with Groot when we first saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy back in 2014, and now, nearly a decade later, he finally has his own series. And we've only got 3 words for it, and they are as follows: I and am and Groot.
I am Groot.
The special series will be a 5-part animated Disney short that will be coming to the streaming service this August on the 10th. The trailer for it was revealed during the San Diego Comic-Con this year, and we can hardly wait to see the adventures of this adorable piece of flora colossus from Planet X. Next up, Lightyear is all set to release in August only on Disney Plus. Wow, August is definitely going down as one of our favorite months now. First, a Groot film, and now Buzz Lightyear? It's definitely our year. The movie will be released on August 3rd, and we'll get to see Buzz finding his way back home while also fighting a threat to the safety of the universe. Lightyear is basically the prequel to the Toy Story films, so we probably might not get to see Woody and the gang. Instead, we'll get a glimpse into Buzz's life before he found Andy. And honestly, August can't come any sooner. And last, but definitely not least, Disney Plus will soon be the home to exclusive BTS content. And here's the proof. Earlier this month, Disney Plus announced that it will be collaborating with the Korean group's label, HYBE, and release 5 major content titles that will feature the Bangtan Boys. 2 of these projects will include a live performance of their English digital single, Permission to Dance, and a docu-series that will be a compilation of never-seen-before footage of the 7 members and their 9-year journey as K-pop idols. Not only that, but Kim Tae-young, popularly known as BTS's V, will get together with his friend, Cha Woo-shik, from Parasite, along with a couple of others from the industry, and take part in a travel reality show where he'll be visiting different places and essentially be on vacation in front of the cameras. And isn't that just everyone's dream job? Well, we can't wait to see these beautiful boys on our screens again, and we're glad Disney Plus is where their moment is yet to come. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Disney Plus's addition of R-rated films? Do you think it was wise of them to take this leap of faith, or will this badly affect their image further? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.